It is Sunday, January 11th, 2015. And we have an article here by ZeroHedge.com. NYPD put on high alert after ISIS unleashed killings video. Feinstein warns of terrorist sleeper cells. NYPD cops were put on high alert Saturday night after ISIS released a propaganda video urging the killing of intelligence officers, police officers, soldiers, and civilians in the U.S. Then this was further put out there by Senator Dianne Feinstein, who said Sunday she believes there are terrorist sleeper cells in the U.S. that could carry out attacks similar to the ones in France, although she didn't mention any specific threats. Of course, the heightened terror alert comes at the worst possible time, which is when the NYPD cops have stopped making arrests. Basically, they are not working. They're not doing their job of arresting 10,000 people a week. Their numbers are down 94% for just traffic violations. Okay, so this whole thing to me stinks. We got the shooting in France last week, where you have terrorists going in and killing people working at a newspaper. Okay, now there's troops all over the streets over there. You got stormtroopers basically, enforcing martial law over there. It's crazy. But to get back on point here, the message was put out on Twitter. Strike their police, security, and intelligence members, as well as their treacherous agents. The vile video, released on Twitter by ISIS spokesman Abu Mohammed Al-Adnani, urges. Okay, isn't that nice? They put it out on Twitter. I just, sidebar here, find it so ironic that Twitter bans a person who has a hashtag about feminism and erases her account for, basically coming out against feminism. Whatever. I mean, here's the message from Twitter. Her account was suspended for that, and your account will not be restored. But ISIS can put out threats against U.S., soldiers, police officers, and civilians on Twitter, and nobody cares. I mean, just like they don't care. Okay, but getting back to the topic here, ISIS. If you don't know by now, well, let me tell you, ISIS is Al-Qaeda. That is well known. I mean, look at ISIS flag. Okay, it is this right here. All right, and then go up to Google. Type in Al-Qaeda flag. It's the same damn flag, okay? They just changed the name from Al-Qaeda to ISIS to confuse people last year when our military stood up against going to war in Syria. So just know that it's the same group. Al-Qaeda is ISIS, all right? And who's supporting them and funding them? Well, it's our own stinking government, okay? Here is John McCain. I'm not saying the whole government, but members of the government are interacting with these people. Here's John McCain's Twitter feed from last year when he went to Syria in the failed attempt to get U.S. forces to invade Syria. When this was his attempt to go there and meet with these people, to promise them resources. Who knows what they really talked about. But this guy right here is supposedly AL-BAGHDADI. Okay, that's what this blog, Now the End Begins, is alleging. And they have the video of McCain sitting here with this guy. Okay, here's another picture. McCain with al-Baghdadi standing behind them. Well, people are like, well, this is just some crazy conspiracy blog. I mean, it's has no credibility, so we're not going to believe that. Well, here is a Middle Eastern affiliate for CNN, and they're showing the same picture. Okay, Oh, there's the same picture. They're showing it on TV in the Middle East. Okay. So, maybe this will lend some credibility to the fact that, yes, our government is involved with ISIS. They are, Secretary of State Clinton funded them. She gave them communications capabilities. She was the one, and Obama was the one who wanted to go in there and help them in 2013. And that got shot down. So they changed the name, rebranded them ISIS, then they turned and attacked Iraq, okay? I mean, here's an article from 2012. Obama authorized secret U.S. support for Syrian rebels. They all came together under Al-Qaeda because Al-Qaeda has the best leadership for all these terrorist groups. Okay, so that's who is threatening us right now. The people who our own government has worked with to try to overthrow Syria is now sending out threats on Twitter that they're going to, come and kill us, strike their police, security, and intelligence members. Okay? It's so funny that this is coming on the heels of this New York police work stoppage. Okay? I mean, it's been 2 weeks now since the cops have been turning their backs on de Blasio. He's getting no respect from the police, and so they're not working. They're going to work, putting on their uniforms, going to work, but they're not doing anything. They were told by the head of the police union to only arrest people if it's absolutely necessary. Well, see right here. Patrolmen's Benevolent Association has warned its members to put their safety first and not make arrests unless absolutely necessary. Okay? So they're not. And the numbers are unbelievable. I mean, look at this. This is the week of New Year's Eve, by the way. I mean, New York, New Year's Eve, that is got to be the biggest week of the year for arrest. We got people coming from all over. And instead of, I would think in a normal situation, it would be a week where the arrests are up. Okay. But then again, you also got to consider that, they're comparing the numbers to last year's numbers. So, if it's a week when the arrests are up, then it might be an abnormally high number comparing against. But look at the numbers, though. Citations for traffic violations fell by 94% from over 10,000 last year to 587. All right. Summonses for low-level offenses like public drinking and urination also plunged 94% from 4,831 to 300. I mean, that's a massive drop. Think about that in money terms. All that money that's not going to the city now. Those police are not out there generating revenue. So it's a big deal, and I think that the establishment is worried about this continuing, and not only that, but spreading to other departments. I mean, what's happening in New York, police departments there's differences in departments. I mean, this could very easily spread. I mean, it could. I mean, I think it would be great if it did. I mean, we all need, less tickets. I mean, the people who are out there, raping and robbing and murdering, obviously, yeah, those people need to be caught and thrown in jail. But, drug violations, traffic violations, I mean, my Lord, it would not be a bad thing if they stopped busting people for weed, okay? So it just seems really just fishy to me that we have this, terror alert warning coming out over the weekend saying, be on guard for ISIS. So is it code for saying, hey, please get back to work, open your eyes, be afraid, look over your shoulder. Don't, don't just go to work and not write any tickets. You know, be on alert. I'm looking for a real attack. I mean, I really am, to unite the cops, to get them back to doing what they're supposed to be doing for the establishment, which is writing tickets, throwing people in jail, keeping the police state going, and keeping those jails full. So this is my video, and any comments are welcome. Thanks, and be safe, everybody.